Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about some of the Supergoop sunscreens. I thought that these would be a really great product to try out because I have tried a ton of Korean and Japanese sunscreens, which are my favorites so far. And when my partner was over in America, I got him to get this from Sephora. Well, I ordered it with my Sephora account and shipped it to his hotel. This time Sephora was not super great with addressing their orders, and it took the hotel staff ages to find these Sephora orders. I think I ordered, there are 3 boxes in total, like 2 orders and then one got split into 2, but that is okay. Everything got there apart from a few samples, which I was a little bit like about. But anyway, we do not have Supergoop in New Zealand, so I have never touched the sunscreens, I've never seen them, I have never tried them. I think that we can get them on Revolve and then shipped over, but it's not really the same. So I decided to get the Bestsellers starter set because there are so many sunscreens to choose from. So obviously this is the Bestsellers, and I thought it would be good because it's got a glow, an unseen, and then just what seems to be like a regular one. So I am reading off the descriptions from Supergoop's website because on the back of this it talks about the active ingredients, but it doesn't actually talk about anything else. It's also got the inactive ingredients, which is good as well. Hello! You want to say hi? She does not like to be held, so she will struggle free in a second. This is Carly. You might hear her meowing on the floor. She's very vocal. Okay, so the big size one that we have in here is the Play Everyday Lotion, which is SPF 50. It is a fast absorbing, non-greasy sunscreen, face and body lotion that hydrates skin and is water and sweat resistant for 80 minutes. This is the one that I wore yesterday. No, not yesterday. I didn't wear anything yesterday because I was at a concert. I wore a different sunscreen. I wore this on Saturday for the day, and what seems to be the theme for me in Supergoop sunscreens is that it's a beautiful sunscreen, but it irritates my eyes. There's something in the sunscreens, I don't know what it is. I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is. Because there was a Purito one as well, it's not just Supergoop. There's something in some of these sunscreens that just, whew, once it gets in my eyes, they sting and they burn, and it just will not go away until I like at least wash the eye area. So this sunscreen did give me the eye burn, which was not great, but it is a beautiful sunscreen. It sits nicely on the skin. I didn't put makeup over it that day because I was just on a weekend day running errands, and it looked really, really lovely. It was cosmetically elegant. It didn't leave a white cast. However, I am fairly pale, so it's kind of hard to do that on my skin anyway. It was easy to apply and it looked beautiful. It lasted really well throughout the day, and I didn't feel like it made my skin look any more oily than it already did. It just, yeah, it hurts my eyes a lot. I'm not talking about like just a little bit of just a little bit. It's like burning. The next one is the Glow sunscreen, and I have mine in Sunrise, which I don't know if that's the lightest shade or not. It's just whatever came in the box. Champagne Glow, which is a bestseller. Okay, they've got Dawn, which is a pink pearl. Probably would have gone for Dawn if I had a chance, but that's okay. So the Glow screen is a glowy tinted sunscreen that hydrates skin and primes for makeup with a radiant finish in 4 flexible shades. So I wore this on Friday, and I just wore it without any makeup over the top because we had Matariki weekend in New Zealand, which is a public holiday, so I was working from home but not out, and I thought that this would be a really great one to try that day because it gave me the sun protection that I need, and it also kind of gives the face like a really beautiful sheen. The shade Sunrise is a little bit deep for me, so I had to like really blend around the hairline, and I did notice a little bit of pilling on this sunscreen when I was going back into blend. However, I think that was actually because the sunscreen has started to like sort of settle and dry down on the skin, and I noticed it afterwards. So I think that that's more user error than anything else, and I didn't notice any other pilling aside from around the hairline when I had to go back and reblend it. But this one also made my eyes sting. So I was halfway through my teaching day and I was sort of like, it was like I couldn't keep my eyes open. They were just so sore. So again, on my break, I went and washed the skin around my eyes, so just around the orbital bone, and it was totally fine afterwards. I will note as well that with the Play sunscreen, I didn't put it around my eyes. I left it free around the orbital bone, which is a weird place to not put sunscreen, but I was like, you know, I didn't want it to risk it getting in my eyes again, but it's still somehow got in my eyes. I must rub my face. So this Glow sunscreen Beautiful sunscreen on the face, wore beautifully, looked amazing, made my eyes sting. So 2 for 2, not so good. And then the last one is the Unseen sunscreen, which is the one that I'm wearing today underneath makeup. So this one is, I think, like the top selling one. The original 100% invisible, weightless, scentless sunscreen with broad spectrum SPF protection, skincare benefits, and a natural finish. And this is a beautiful, again, a beautiful sunscreen. So it has no color to it. It almost looks a little bit yellowy, but basically it came out like a clear gel. It was easy to apply, although I found it really hard to get the right amount on the skin. So because of like, it almost has a bit of a silicone-y texture, which I'm not actually sure if it has silicone in it. Yes, it's got a lot. It's got a few. Okay, so because it's more of a silicone-y texture, I found it a little, I'm guessing that's what helps it to hold its shape. I'm not a cosmetic chemist. I just know that it felt like silicone. I found it hard to get the correct amount of product on my skin. So what I had put out onto the back of my hand to try was the recommended amount, and I wasn't able to get that all on my face because the silicone was very slippery, so it was hard to layer it, and you can't see where you've been because it was fully transparent. Again, I'm very pale, so it's not that hard to do on my skin, but it was fully transparent for me, and considering it's a transparent gel, I'm sure it is for most people. I would have to cross-reference that though. But yeah, it was really hard to apply the correct amount. And because it's only SPF 40, I would usually use at least an SPF 50. I was a little bit worried that I didn't get enough product on my face to give the complete SPF 40. At the moment for me, it's the middle of winter in New Zealand. That's why the overhead lights are on, which is why I look probably a little bit like shadowy. So it doesn't matter all that much. Most likely, I'm indoors most of the day. I do get a bit of sun exposure and it's really overcast today, but that doesn't mean that you can't still get UV damage. But yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of, you think that you've probably got enough on, but you can't see it, so you're not sure if you've actually got it all over all of your skin, and it's hard to layer on the correct amount. I feel like I didn't put enough on. This one, however, I put makeup over the top and it's not burning my eyes. So I feel like there is a strong likelihood that for the other two sunscreens, they maybe do burn a little bit if you get them in your eyes if you sweat, but I'm just probably touching my face and then touching my eyes, and that's how it's getting in there. However, that doesn't happen to all my sunscreens, and I have a lot of sunscreens that don't burn my eyes even when I rub my face. So unfortunately, I think that the Supergoop ones are probably not the best sunscreens for me personally. However, I was really impressed by the quality of the sunscreens and how beautiful they looked on the skin. So if you're wanting to add some sunscreens to your daily routine and you want one that is a little bit more of a glowy primer, that one is beautiful. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and it gave a really similar appearance. And again, I had the shade Sunrise. If you're looking for something that has like no visible cast at all, and I think that this one would do really well on oily skin too, because it's more of that mattifying gel consistency, the Unseen sunscreen is fantastic. And for the everyday, very moisturized look, the Play sunscreen was really good. I don't do sport, so I didn't I didn't test the water and sweat resistance of it, but I did notice that when I washed it off my fingers, same with the Unseen sunscreen as well, I needed to use soap to actually get it off my fingers. So that's a good start. So definitely really impressed by the sunscreens. However, these will not be staying as part of my rotation. I was hoping to have them as travel minis, but I often travel without wearing makeup, and especially if I'm driving, which I do a lot, I don't want it to be getting in my eyes because I literally can't keep my eyes open, and I have sensitive eyes, so that's definitely more of a me problem than anything else, and I don't want that to put anybody off buying these unless you also have sensitive eyes, in which case beware. But it was such a pleasure trying them. I did buy these with my own money and I was just really interested in the brand, so I thought I would talk to you guys about it as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!